Well,
mean?
like I said, like I'm a cardiac arrest survivor. Like I'm not even supposed to be sitting here talking to you right now.
Yeah.
So when God gave me that second chance, I said, Lord, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm going to tell everybody about you. I'm going to let them know what you've done for me. That's why education became so big for me, because I want to be that help that I didn't have. So my goal is to open up a makeup school.
Wow.
Owned by a Black woman. So that's why it's important to stay consistent on Instagram and active on Instagram, because people are always looking up that Las Vegas makeup artist hashtag.
They are.
And you want to make sure that you are in that algorithm when they looking.
Welcome to the Sew and See podcast, where fashion meets faith and every stitch tells a story. I'm your host, Nicole Jackson. In this episode, we'll explore the intersection of style and spirituality as we uncover the beauty, wisdom, and divine purpose that emerge when these two worlds converge with a woman who embodies the essence of faith and fashion in her life and work. Today, I am so excited to introduce you to someone whose artistry transcends mere makeup application, leaving an undeniable mark on the canvas of beauty and grace. Bre Khounphinith, also known as Beauty by Bre, with 13 years of experience in the industry, Bre has honed her craft to perfection, earning recognition as a professional celebrity makeup artist. Initially recognized for her exceptional hairstyling skills, Bre's talent in makeup quickly garnered acclaim for its versatility, whether for work, casual events, bridal occasions, or glamorous red carpets. Her portfolio boasts an impressive array of accolades, having graced the faces of numerous beloved celebrities at prestigious events, such as the BET Awards, Soul Train Awards, Billboard Awards, Latin Grammys, Latin Billboard, Grammy Awards, and even the Oscars. Her portfolio speaks volumes for her exceptional talent and dedication to her art. Her skills know no bounds, exceeding in every aspect of her craft. Join me as we uncover Bre's journey, unraveling the threads of her story to discover the deep spirituality of truths and timeless wisdom that illuminate her path of the world of beauty and faith. Thank you so much for being here, Bre.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so flattered. I'm so excited about being here with you today. I really am.
Thank you. I'm humbled that you even came. I know that, when we first connected, I reached out to you on IG, and you probably get a whole bunch of IG DMs.
Because that's where everybody usually finds me. Nowadays, that's where everyone finds whatever they need. So.
Yeah. And I reached out to you, and I needed to have my makeup done for an event that was here, and you were so professional. And not only did you do that, you introduced me to Shonda.
Right.
I told you that I needed someone to do my hair, and you actually gave me multiple people, and you were a resource for me, and you just did it like flawlessly.
Oh,
and I thank you for that, because a lot of people don't do that. They're like, okay, well, you figure that out. I have stuff to do. And I just thank you for that.
You are so welcome.
Oh, thank you.
So welcome.
Thank you. And when you came to apply my makeup, I was, child. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to tell people, I've never had a skincare routine felt like I had a facial before my makeup was applied.
And you know what? I love the fact that you brought that up, because skin prep is so important to me. Like, it's so important to me. You're not going to get that flawless finish without doing that skin prep. So.
And a lot of people don't understand, too, your skin is going to, if your skin is not on point, it ain't going to work out with the makeup.
No, it's not.
It's not going to last. No. And you don't want too much. You don't want too little.
That's
but your skin has to be on point.
That's right.
And so when you did that, I was like, okay.
And you know what?
I have never had anyone to do that for me. I haven't. But
you know what? I hear that a lot, actually. I do. I hear that a lot. I always say I like to give a mini facial before I do the application.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
got.
glad you enjoyed that.
Thank you. I sure did. And, I thank you for being here. And I know you brought your support system, your husband here. And, I just think that is so sweet when, we reached out to you and you said, well, can I bring my support system? It's so important to have that support.
So important, especially with being an entrepreneur. Okay. He left work early. I was like, I need you. So he left work early.
Let me tell you, that's what love is, and that's what they do.
Is.
My husband, me traveling, I have 3 kids. I'm married.
You were FaceTiming them the whole time.
Yes, the whole time we were together.
The whole time.
They were calling me the whole time.
No,
you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my gosh, my husband,
all the kids,
child, all the kids, everybody.
You even talked to your mother-in-law.
I talked to my mother-in-law,
sure
and
did.
It's so funny because she is coming. Actually, she's going to be in Houston today. She's
wow.
So my husband is going to pick her up today, and so he's there with the kids.
She's in Louisiana.
She's in Louisiana. You remember all of it?
That.
Yes, my husband is from New Orleans, and so she came in because they have spring break next week, and so she will be there.
My son is on spring break too.
Yeah, and so just to have that support from him, having a supportive husband means so much.
It means everything.
It means everything, and especially being
essential.
It's essential, and being an entrepreneur too. Having a husband, you have to, find that work-life balance too.
You do. Oh my gosh, you do.
How do you find that? Because you stay booked and busy, child.
So we've started to be intentional about date nights, right? So now we're like doing 2 to 3 date nights a month.
Wow.
And that's big for us. We would go months because he works 2 jobs and then I work and I travel for work too. So now we're just being very intentional about spending that time together because it's so important. It helps us to reconnect, talk about things that we probably didn't get to talk about throughout the week, like all of that. So just being intentional about spending that time with one another because we both do work like crazy.
Crazy. And it's so important. Date nights are real important. Now, I tell my husband, because he always want to go out to eat, child. Okay, so I said, look,
That's me too. I don't care where we going. I'm like, we going to dinner first.
I'm like, look, can we go on a adventure? Can we do something fun? Let's go to a concert or let's go horseback riding. And he's like, let's just eat.
Let's just eat.
No, I don't want to just eat.
I could just do a dinner too. But like I said, we've been intentional about date nights. And our shared love language is music.
Oh,
so we are concert people. We will spend all the money to go on some concert. Go to a concert.
We will spend all the money.
So yeah, we love going to concerts. That's usually our thing.
Yeah, I love that. So being an entrepreneur, being a wife, being in this industry of beauty, I did not know you started off doing hair.
Yeah, I started off doing hair.
I said, what?
Yeah, I started off doing hair. I never even thought about being a makeup artist. That was never something I even wanted to do, touch anything. My friends would be like, can you do our makeup? Because they always liked my makeup. I'm like, no, I don't know how to do other people's makeup. No, I'm not doing your makeup. And here I am now.
And so what was that push? What was that push like for you in that transition from hair to makeup? Like, when did God say, all right, Bre, this is what we doing?
Because that's exactly who said it was God. Because like I said, I never wanted to be a makeup artist. Instagram pushed me to do it because people just assumed that I was a makeup artist because my makeup was always done and I did hair. So they just assumed that I was a makeup artist. So people started asking and reaching out, and I had no experience. So I was like, let me try this. So I started doing my mom, makeup on my mom, my sister, just practicing on random people in the family. And I started taking clients, and within the first year, it took off.
Wow.
Yeah, completely. And I have to say social media, Instagram, of course, helped that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IG, social media is a big platform and it can make or break you. And, it is the way that the world sees you. It's how the world sees you.
That's right.
And so you mentioned like your mom and your family and stuff like that. Where are you from?
I'm from California.
Really?
Yeah,
what part
I'm
of
from
California?
So I grew up in Southern California, and then we moved to Northern California. From Northern California, I moved here. But we've almost been here 14 years in Vegas.
Wow.
So yeah.
So how did you transition from Cali to Las Vegas?
My parents were here, in Las Vegas, and we got pregnant with our son, and my mom was like,
how many kids you have, Bre?
One.
Look, she said, look, she like, look, one. Don't be trying to put no more kids on me, child.
He'll be 14 next week.
Wow, you have a 14-year-old.
Teenager.
Ooh, bless your soul. I have one too. Is he wearing hoodies in the summertime like the rest of them?
He wear hoodies in the summertime and no coat in the winter.
No coat in the winter.
No coat in the winter.
Shorts.
Like, what is you doing?
Want them Uggs with those socks. Yeah.
We're always on him about that dress code all the time.
I did not know you had one son.
Yeah.
Wow. So you went from Cali to Las Vegas, and then, were you doing makeup in Cali?
No. I was doing hair, and I was doing hair when I came here, but I started really seriously doing hair once I got here.
Okay.
To Vegas.
Wow. And so, you have a amazing portfolio.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you
it
so
is
much.
nothing but God sent. And so how did that all come about with your portfolio of, the clients and the places that you've worked with? Because, that don't come easy.
It doesn't.
I mean, and people think that it does, but it does not. How did that come about for you?
So honestly, it was all God. God was definitely the way maker in my situation. I'm a cardiac arrest survivor. I have heart disease.
Wow.
So as soon as God gave me that second chance at life, when I tell you I hit the ground running, I hit the ground running. I did not stop.
Wow.
So once I started makeup and I started to be like, ooh, this might be my passion. Like, I love this. I love the way it makes women feel like this is my purpose. I started to get serious about it right away. And Prince was alive at the time, and he had a protege by the name of Liv Warfield. And she was coming to do her first Billboard appearance in Las Vegas. And they booked me for that. And then I started working with her and going to the BET Awards with her. And then from that, it just took off.
Wow.
That's where like the celebrity clients started to come in, and then working with these award shows and stuff like that. It just really, really started moving, and it started moving fast. To where I didn't have time to do hair anymore. I was like, I think I'm done with this.
And were you excited to say, well, this hair, I'm done?
You know
because
what?
People don't like to say, they say, I don't want to be behind the chair.
Right. You know what? At first, I did them both for about 6 years together. But like
that's hard, Bre. I don't know
very
how
hard.
you was doing
It was
that.
very hard.
Doing hair and makeup
It was
together.
very hard. But it was so perfect for my celebrity clients because they didn't have to book anyone for hair. So they loved it. They loved that. They were like, oh, okay, you do hair and makeup, perfect.
Yeah.
But I started to just lose my passion for hair and gain that passion with makeup. And like I said, I felt like makeup was my passion, my purpose, because when I would do a woman's makeup, and if she was facing a mirror, I just see her come alive with the process. And then when they weren't able to see themselves and I hand them the mirror, some of them would start crying. It would make me emotional. And I'm like, oh my gosh, God, this is my purpose.
This is my purpose.
This is my purpose right here. This is what I'm going to hone in on, and this is what I'm going to perfect, and this is what I'm going to do.
And you have done it.
Thank you.
You have done
so
it.
much.
And so, one thing I want to ask you too is that, when we first met too, we talked about God.
We sure did.
We were in there
sure
playing.
did.
We sure did.
We
talked about God. And, that's one thing I loved about you. And I was like, oh yeah, Bre gonna be on the podcast, because it was effortlessly. And so, how important has God played a role into your story and your testimony?
Well, like I said, I'm a cardiac arrest survivor. I'm not even supposed to be sitting here talking to you right now.
Yeah.
So when God gave me that second chance, I said, Lord, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm going to tell everybody about you. I'm going to let them know what you've done for me. Because for me, I don't measure my success in heights. I measure my success with the obstacles that I've overcome. And I wouldn't be able to overcome those obstacles without God, without my faith. So that's always near and dear to my heart. I always tell people, God is my way maker. This is why I am where I am today, pretty much. You know what I mean? Can't nobody tell me that I'm not God's favorite. And we all are God's favorite, but the difference is believing that you are God's favorite.
It is believing.
It's believing
it. Is.
And I believe it.
Yes.
So when you believe it, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. And if you believe it, it's going to exude and it's going to show. And when you're going through obstacles, and I say this all the time, it's hard when you're going through it. It's never easy, and you don't see the outlet. But when your faith is strong, you will know that he is there.
Mm-hmm. I always say, God, I trust you. Just do what it is you do. I trust you.
Yeah. Even with this season of the podcast, we struggled. We were just at a point where we were like, okay, what are we going to do, God? Like, what were we going to do about guests? And, I was talking earlier and just sharing the story about how, I was obedient. I said, God, you know what? We couldn't find people. We were emailing, we were doing what we need to do. Nobody was responding. And so I had some things that were going on personally in my life. And I was like, you know what? I wanted to make sure that season 2 is what it's supposed to be. So we started, I just started DMing people who were going to be great guests on the show. And God, he just started opening up. I was like, we were like, where are these people coming from?
Because like you said, you were obedient.
Yeah, being obedient. But in the beginning, I was just so discouraged. I wasn't, seeing it at the time. And the timing wasn't right. And so, going back to what you said, is just having faith and knowing that he's going to work it out. He's going to work it out. And that's nothing compared to your story. I mean, being a cardiac arrest survivor, how many years?
This is year 13.
Wow.
I had another minor heart attack after that, like six months after that, and then a year ago I had a pericardial infusion.
Wow.
So my heart had enlarged. There was fluid in my lungs, but like I said, when I tell y'all, God gets me through every time, every single time.
And I know you wouldn't change it for anything. Because it's your testimony.
It's my testimony.
It's your testimony.
It's my testimony.
To be able to share. And so I want to talk about your masterclass that you have. So tell me a little bit about that.
So I always wanted to be a beauty educator. I actually started being a beauty educator back in like 2016. But I stopped because my career just got so busy. I didn't have time to do classes. When I first started off as a makeup artist, no one was willing to help me. I reached out to so many people.
And what is that?
I don't know.
I mean, it's just, and it's not just a women thing or a woman thing. I mean, people in general sometimes don't want to help other people.
So yeah, there was no help. I was reaching out to agencies to try to get on with agencies here and all of that. But now when I look back, God was like, you could do this on your own. You know what I mean? You got this, Bre. I made you strong enough. You could do this.
Yes.
But at the time I was like, why does no one want to help me? Like, what is going on? So that's why education became so big for me, because I want to be that help that I didn't have. With the up and coming and aspiring makeup artists, I want to be that help for them. So not only do I teach the skill of makeup in my class, but I also teach the business side of makeup in my class.
So how do
makeup business.
So what do you talk about as far as the business into it?
So I talk about everything from contracts, protecting yourself with insurance. A lot of people I work with, hairstylists, makeup artists, they don't even know how to properly fill out an invoice to send over.
Yes.
So I go through all of that. We do half skill and half business.
Wow.
And so I just break everything down because I bumped my head a whole lot of times.
And that's the best experience, even though we don't be wanting it, because I know I don't.
Yeah. I bumped my head a whole lot of times. I didn't protect myself a lot of times. So if I can help someone from making that same mistake, then that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And so do you also talk about, because I know this is probably coming up for you, about expanding, doing other things outside of, the beauty realm?
I don't know. So I don't want to be a makeup artist forever.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do this forever.
Yeah.
So my goal is to open up a makeup school.
Wow.
Owned by a Black woman.
Ooh,
there is
I
none.
Love that.
In the United States, I know. I've done my research.
Let me tell you, I have not heard, and if you've done your research, I know, but that would be phenomenal.
So that's my goal. So that's why I'm starting with the master classes. Now we're going to take the master class on a tour, do a couple cities.
What cities you going to?
I want to do Atlanta, Dallas, and of course LA. I'm going to start with those 3. You
just going to skip over Houston, child. And don't nobody be wanting to come to Houston. They treat Houston like we are the redhead stepchildren.
I'm going to have to add in Houston.
No, I get it though. But people sometimes, I said, why they just be skipping over Houston like we just nobodies?
I like Houston though. I do. I like
It's all right.
Houston,
Yeah,
but you know,
I
I'm
like
sorry.
my city. It's okay.
I have a lot of followers in Dallas, so that's why it makes sense for me to bring
and
it
you
there.
gotta do it.
You know
if
what
you
I
have
mean?
the followers there, you
the
might
followers
as well
like
go.
so many people come to me here and they are from Dallas. So I was like, it only makes sense
It does.
for me to go to Dallas.
It makes sense. It makes sense. If it don't make dollars, child, it don't make sense
Right.
for me. I'm being
Same.
honest. Now, people will try to act like, I mean, we all do things in our passion
Yeah.
for, you know, what God has called us to do and what we know is our calling, right? But still, we still need to make our coins.
We do.
Bree. And
we still got to get to that bag.
we still have to
Believe
get
me,
to the bag.
Yeah, we do.
And it's okay to make your coins. But people try to make it seem like you're just doing it for the money.
Yeah,
it's
they do.
not. It's not.
It's not at all. And that's why another reason why I don't make my master classes extremely expensive either.
Yeah.
You know, and I give them the option to put down a deposit, pay some here. I get it because I get it.
Yeah.
You know, I understand. So, you know, I don't be trying to get over on people.
You don't want to get over on people.
Yeah.
But one thing.
But you got to know your worth too.
So let me tell you something.
You got to know your worth.
You got to know your worth. You do.
You do.
One thing that I loved on your page that I saw, which is the hashtag that you always have, is faith and consistency. Like, where does that faith and consistency come in at, Bre?
So, like, my core values are faith, is consistency, is time, is relationships. So, being consistent not only in my work, but being consistent in my faith.
Talk about that. Because I think a lot of people don't talk about being consistent in your faith. Praying, fasting, you know, getting before the Lord.
Right. And my husband can testify, like, in the morning, that's my time. I'm going to be in my Bible. I'm going to be praying. He'll come in and be like, I'm praying.
Yes.
Like, I don't start my day without God.
Yeah.
Every single morning. I don't care how early that client may be. Look, I'm going to get up a little bit earlier so I can get in the word and get my mind right. And I like to pray over myself because I deal with so many different people.
Ooh, and you are in their personal space, in their energy. Ooh.
So I have to pray over myself. I pray over my studio, like all of that, because like you said, I'm so close to people.
Yeah.
So all that energy.
I'm telling you, and people don't talk about this a lot, but spirits are very real.
Oh my gosh, they are so
and
real.
If you don't think they're real, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't know what's wrong with you
But spirits are very real, and you have to protect yourself, and you protect yourself through prayer.
I protect myself through prayer.
So you like me, you get up in the morning, you start your day with prayer, and then, you know, that consistency.
Consistency.
Where does that come in at?
So, like I said, the consistency comes in with the faith, being consistent in the morning with the Lord and, you know, all of that. But also with working out, I'm consistent in that. I need that.
Yeah.
It just makes my day better.
Yeah, it
you
does.
know? I love to be consistent in my family. So I'm like, my grandmother passed away a few years ago, and I just kind of became the matriarch, just out of nowhere.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm consistent with getting my family together and doing things with my family and all of that. Just, I feel like you have to be consistent in life overall.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I don't care what part of it, but you
gotta
need to
be
be consistent. And I even preach that to my son. Like, you have to stay consistent. If you want to see that outcome that you want,
you gotta stay
you have
consistent.
to stay consistent.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing I love too that I saw was that when you was doing in one of your day in the lives, you love roses. You love flowers.
I love flowers.
Like every day, and I saw in there you said. You said my husband might get mad, you know, if I'm over here buying myself flowers, but I'm going to buy them every day.
I'm going to get my flowers every week.
I love that.
I love them. I love taking care of them. Just love having them in my home. Like, you know, so he's pretty consistent, but if he fall off, I'm going to go and get me some.
That's what I was going to ask you when you said consistent. Is he pretty consistent?
He's pretty consistent with getting them.
Okay. Okay.
He fall off sometimes and I got to get my own. But he is pretty consistent. I have to give him that.
I love that. So I want to get into the beauty part of it. Tell me, what are your like makeup beauty go-tos? Like 101, like if you stuck on the island, this is what I got to take with me and this is it, that's it.
If I'm stuck on an island, I want skincare over makeup.
Ooh,
I need skincare.
Say it again.
So I'm gonna be 40 in August, so I don't play about my skincare.
Oh, you're gonna be 42 this year? Oh my gosh, I'm hitting the 40 this year too. I am.
You 84, baby?
I am 84. October 84. Yes.
So I really don't play about the skincare, especially with hydration.
Oh my goodness.
Because I it's crazy because I used to be scared of hydration because I had oily skin. So I was like, I'm staying away from the moisturizers. I'm staying away from all of that.
Me too.
And then I got a really good esthetician when I was like 28. And she was like, that's why your skin's so oily, because you're not feeding it what it needs.
So the oil is just protruding out. It's just coming out your pores.
It's thirsty.
Yeah.
So I started to really hydrate my skin, and then it combated the oiliness. So like if I was stuck on that island, I'm gonna need me some vitamin C oil.
I know that's
need me some sunscreen. I'm gonna need some hyaluronic acid. I'm gonna need all that anti-aging.
Okay,
stuff.
so that's what we sticking with. We not sticking with no makeup.
No, I'm not. I'd rather have my skincare over makeup.
So when are we coming out with this skincare line?
So, oh my gosh, this has been coming up so often. Lord, what is you saying, Lord? Because this has been coming up so often, and not even just skincare, just makeup line, something. When are we gonna do it? So I don't know. I am coming out with a brush line this year. We working on that, but I don't know.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. I think we talked about it a little bit before, too.
Yeah, it's coming because that's another thing. Like, if I want to put down these brushes, I like to have some streams of income, some different streams of income. So that is definitely something that I would want to do, like, in the future, for sure.
I could definitely see that. I thought you was about to tell me, child, it's already in the working.
No, it ain't. It's not, but it needs to be. So I'm glad you brought that up because it's been in my ear a lot lately. So
yeah, when God has His timing, He will definitely, He'll do it. He'll do it. So tell me so your content, which I love on IG. So I've been asking everyone, do you do your own content?
I do my own content.
Ooh, Lord, and I'm gonna have to get it together.
I use my days off if I get them, which is usually like a Monday,
do you have a
Tuesday.
schedule? So you have a schedule.
I have a content schedule. But I do it all in one day. So I do both content. I'll change my clothes. I don't really change my makeup because but I'm gonna change some clothes. They gonna think I done did this in 5 different days and it's all been in one day. So usually Monday or Tuesday is a day that I just devote strictly to content.
So are you off on the weekends?
No, ma'am.
That's why I was like, so the weekends are always your busiest time.
Are really busy.
Dang.
And then like when people are into like Usher, oh my gosh, I was so busy. I told people I want to slap and kiss Usher all at the same time. I thank you for all this business, but I'm so tired.
So
Usher.
did you work the Super Bowl?
I did.
What? So tell me
I worked for the
that.
NFL during the week. So I worked with her name is Nicole too. She is the biggest NFL agent right now.
Wow.
So I worked with her throughout the week and the weekend, and then I had all my other clients too in between. During the week I traveled, but during the weekend I didn't. I had them come to my studio because my studio is on the strip.
Wow. So it's just convenient. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with that traffic. That traffic was...
I'm sure it was crazy, Bre.
It was crazy.
I know it was crazy.
So yeah, I didn't want to deal with that. So I had a lot of them come to me, and they didn't mind because I'm on the strip. Yeah. So they didn't mind, but it was crazy. It was crazy. But that's the blessing in living in Las Vegas too, because it's always something going on.
Always. So you always
something going on. So that's why it's important to stay consistent on Instagram and active on Instagram, because people are always looking up that Las Vegas makeup artist hashtag.
They are.
And you want to make sure that you are in that algorithm when they looking.
So, but for you just to even hear you say, I did work the Super Bowl. I mean, when you hear that all of these things that God has afforded you and allow you to do you just sometimes be like, thank you?
All the time.
Or are you just like, am I worthy? Or it's just thank you?
Thank you. Even today, before I came here, I thanked God for this opportunity.
Yes.
It still like amazes me that people want to talk to me about my journey. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, what is so special about me? Like, I still don't get it. You know what I mean? So I even thanked God before I came in here, like, thank you, God, for this opportunity to sit down and talk to Nicole and share my story. You know what I mean? Because it's a blessing.
It is a blessing.
It's a true blessing.
It is.
It is.
And you don't know who you're going to reach, who you're going to touch, and, what you're going to say, if it's going to resonate with someone. That's why, when we prayed before, I was like, God, whoever needs to see this, whoever needs to be out there and hear what we're saying, let them hear it.
Let them hear
you
it.
know, and so in saying that, what would you say is, what advice would you give to anyone starting out, wanting to be a makeup artist?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say I know I keep saying this, but it's the truth.
It's
Be
consistency.
consistent.
Yeah.
Be consistent. Faith and consistency.
Faith and consistency.
That's all you really need.
That's it.
That's all you really need is faith and consistency, because so many people tell me that they want to be a makeup artist, and then I look at their Instagram and there's nothing there. And they say, well, I don't have clients, but you have sisters, you have cousins, you have a mother, you have friends. You make it work.
Make it work.
Because they don't know that that's your cousin.
They sure don't.
You
They
know
just
what
want
I'm
to see.
saying?
They're just going to see your
They
work.
just want to see your work. That's it. So I always tell people, when I first started and I started getting these celebrity clients, I did not have a big following.
Yeah.
They didn't care about that. They were looking at my
The
work
work.
and the quality of my work. They
Yep.
didn't care about, I only have 500 followers. They didn't care about that.
Yep. And people get so caught up in the following. It has nothing to do with
It
that.
has
What
nothing to do
what
with it.
is your what
I said,
is
that
your
following don't make me no money.
She said it gonna make me no money.
Not a dime.
Yeah, I totally get it. And one thing I saw also on your Instagram, you said fashionista. And I said, yes, fashionista. And I also saw that you were part owner in a boutique.
I was.
Wow. So what was that?
I sure was.
She was like, you did your research.
So me and my best friend had a boutique. We thought we could do it, but we're both extremely busy. She's Celine Dion's hairstylist. So she's always on tour. She's in New York right now. Like, she's so busy.
Tell if she see Law Roach. Tell Law I said, hey.
Yeah,
tell him I want to see him one day.
together.
Oh, look. Hey, Law.
Yeah,
how you doing? My name is Nicole Mays Jackson.
Yeah. So we thought we could do it. And don't get me wrong, it did well, but we just couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
Keep it so real, to be honest.
I mean, but to have a boutique in general, that is a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
And was it just online or was it
online.
in store?
It was just online, but we would do pop-up shops.
Oh,
so when we did
okay.
do the pop-up shops, they were amazing. We had
Ritual
a great
couture,
turnout.
right?
Yep.
Okay, Ritual couture.
We had a great turnout. Any idea that God puts on my mind or in my heart, I do it.
Yeah.
And if it fails or if it don't work, then I still say I be able to say that I did it.
Yep.
Let me say that. So anything that comes to mind, like I've had a wig line that during COVID, because I was not working, and it did exceptionally well.
Wow. Let me tell you, I know COVID came through for a lot of people during the beauty industry. Yeah.
Because I was really scared to go back to work because of my condition. So I didn't want to, chance that.
Yeah.
So I did a line of wigs called the Bre bob. And it was just a cute little bob that you would put on, because people were still working virtually.
Yeah,
but they couldn't go and get their hair done.
Yeah. So let me just put on this cute little wig.
This little Bre bob.
bob.
And it did amazing. Even my celebrity clients were buying them.
Are you serious?
So it did amazing. It was to the point where I was like, well, I might stop doing makeup and just do these wigs but I missed makeup so much.
Yeah.
So as soon as I felt comfortable enough to go back out into the world, I did.
You did. Yeah. Come on, Bre bob. Now, I did some research, but I didn't see the Bre bob.
Yeah, I had the Bre bob.
Okay. I love that. So is it still out or are you just done with it?
No, I'm done with it.
She's like, I'm just finished with the Bre bob.
Yeah,
but in 2020 with COVID, it was a lot of transition for a lot of people. And I think that the beauty industry took a really hard hit, but it also opened doors for a lot of people as well.
It did.
It did.
It did.
And
I was doing virtual classes. Like, I didn't lose out on anything. I was doing virtual classes. I had the wigs going. Like, it turned me into a true creative and a true hustler.
She said a true creative and a true hustler.
It did. It really did.
Now, when I hear your voice, I know you're going to say this sounds crazy. You sound like you're a singer.
Really?
You do. You have like a great monotone voice.
Boy, ain't no singing going on here because I do not have it, okay?
You don't?
No, not at all. I've always been told that my voice is so deep. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it sounds like you would be a singer.
No.
I can see that.
No, it's terrible.
She's like, look, look, your husband saying, yeah, it's terrible. He over there shaking his head.
No, honey. But if I could sing, I'd probably be one of those people that sing all the time.
Yeah, me too.
All day, every day.
Yeah, me too. If I was a singer, I would be singing all day, every day.
All day, every day. You wouldn't be able to stop me. But No, honey, there is no singing going on this way.
Oh, that's too funny.
Can't hold one note.
She said you can't hold one note. So tell me what is next for you. I know that, do you even plan on like moving out of Las Vegas ever? Like, do you want to move or you want to stay here?
So we had, right before COVID, we were going to move to LA because I was
Really?
always in LA for work. I was in LA more than I was here. Like, I leave next week for LA because I have GLAAD Awards and NAACP Awards. So I'm in LA a lot. So we thought about moving to LA and then COVID hit. And then so, of course, I ended up staying here and never really thought about it again. But Vegas has been good to me.
Yeah.
Very, very good to me. So I don't think I'm going to leave.
Going nowhere?
I don't think I'm going anywhere.
Because I was just thinking, I was like, dang, you travel a lot.
I do travel a lot. Of course, it has slowed down a little bit after COVID, but it's definitely picked back up. Right now, I'm in award show season. So, of course, I'm just back and forth from LA. So that's a 45-minute flight. That's nothing or whatever. So I don't mind that. But I stopped doing weddings altogether. I don't
Let
do
me
bridal
tell you,
work.
I saw your post that you recently was like, look, this is my goodbye.
Yeah,
so
I'm done.
Can you explain on to why is your goodbye with the bridals? Like, has it been like what is it? Just tell me.
So I had one bridezilla in 13 years. So just one. But it's just a lot of stress. Like I said in a recent video I put up on Instagram, it's the bridesmaids who don't want to initially book when the bride books because everybody says she's too expensive. But then when I come in and then they see you get to slaying them faces, they get to whispering, you got time for one more? It never fails. Every single time. That, and then just like the negative Nancy's in the room, stressing the bride out. The bride's stressed out, I'm stressed out. Timing, because I'm a stickler for time. I don't mess around. Like, I'm always on time.
Let me tell you something. Cara said, Bree's ETA is 147.
And that's exactly what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't mess around. Like, I'm usually there and I'm ready to go because you're not my only clients for the day. So we got to get through this. So that's another thing. And then I did destination weddings out of the country and all of that. And my only wish was for the bride to put me in the same hotel that they're in. Because first of all, I'm in another country by myself.
Right.
And then I don't want to have to pack my stuff up, go all the way here and there. Every destination wedding I've done, they wait to the last minute and say, oh, there's no more occupancy, so we have to put you at another hotel. So that was I'm just over it, y'all.
Look, can you just say that you don't want to pay for the amount that you staying at the place where you staying, and you want me to be at a cheaper hotel?
That's it. That's what you're trying to do.
Just be honest.
So yeah, I'm just over it, and I've done it for a long time.
So
now.
This year you quit bridal makeup.
I quit last year.
Oh, you quit last? Oh,
October of last year.
Oh, you said I'm done.
I was done. And the brides reach out, and I feel so bad. That I wanted to be done years ago, but I just felt so bad when brides would reach out and say, I couldn't find anybody else. I loved your work so much. They give you that whole spiel. And I'm like, okay, I'll take you. But not no more, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't do it anymore.
She loves y'all.
I do. I love y'all truly. And I appreciate all the brides that I've had in my career, but I'm just over it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be over it too, because it sounds like it's very stressful.
Very stressful.
It's very stressful.
And the thing about it is, it's usually not even the bride.
Always. It's the outside entities.
It's everybody else. I've had brides that have been passed out. Because this is Vegas. They had their bachelorette party the night before. I'm going to tell you, when I first started, probably within the first couple of years, I had to literally straddle a bride while she was asleep and do her makeup.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
I'm serious.
Run that back.
Yeah.
You had to straddle the bride.
She's out. I had to get over her and do her makeup. Her sister was like, just go.
Her sister was like, just please do her makeup. Did she make it down the aisle?
She made it down the aisle. Her sister didn't make it. Her other sister. Yeah. So I've had that happen. I've had brides who were drinking the day of, and they get sick in my chair.
And they throw up on you?
They go and throw up. But think about when you go and throw up, you sweating. So all the makeup has run down their face.
Your breath funky.
This is Vegas. So, right, that too. That too.
And then I'm all in your face trying to do your eyebrows.
So I got some stories. I might write a book. That might be my next thing.
You should. I mean, I've never heard straddling someone to put their makeup on. Wow.
All Las Vegas makeup artists have a story. Every last one of them.
Wow.
Because this is Las Vegas.
It is. It is.
I've come home to my husband and I've had people who've had their first edible and then they decide to come and get their makeup done and they have a panic attack. Yeah. I've had some. This is Vegas, so.
You've had some stories, so we're going to be ready for that book because I know it's going to be good.
Yeah. That might be next because I'm telling you, I got some stories.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, so much for being here. I am humbled and honored that you are here today. And you don't know how you have sown a seed into me. You just being obedient in what God allowed you to do to be here. Even just connecting me with Shonda as well too. In that moment, I just want to thank you for your just presence, your knowledge, and you are doing some amazing things.
Thank you so much.
You are.
Thank you.
You are such an amazing person. God has, I know, so much more in store for you and what you're doing and your family.
Thank you.
And I just appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you for having me. I'm so flattered, like I said. And this is I always do like podcasts, but they're usually virtual. So this is my first like live situation.
My gosh.
Yeah, I do them all the time, but it's always virtual. So this is my first live.
So how do you feel about the live versus
I love it. It's exciting.
Yeah,
it is. And I just get to like feel your energy.
Yeah.
And even the first time that I did your makeup, your energy and your spirit was so beautiful.
Thank you.
It just like radiates. No, honestly.
Thank you.
And I feel like you should know that. Let me give you your flowers right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when Kyra reached out this week, that's why I was like, I gotta make it happen.
Yes. Thank you.
Like I needed to make this happen.
Thank
and
you.
I wanted to be here too.
Thank you. Because I was bugging her. I was like, hey, you talk to Bre. Hey, Bre, can you talk to Bre?
And it was my fault. I reached back out that afternoon. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
And I know you get busy too.
I meant to reach out this morning. I'm like, yes, we're good. I'm going to be there.
Yeah. And I thank you. I thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
coming all the way from Texas.
Texas all the way to Las Vegas.
Good old Vegas.
We are in Vegas, baby. And I'm going to tell you, ooh, child, we were stuck. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to wrap up, Kyra. We were stuck. We got 14 minutes. We were stuck on the plane from Dallas from about 3 o'clock till about 10 o'clock last night. We did not get here till about, 12? About 12.
What?
About 12. And I was like, the enemy he's really testing it. And when we got to the airport, my TSA pre-check number wouldn't start. Every time I have got to the airport since this trip, Kyra ain't had no problems. And it's been real small things. God has made it work out. But it let me know that being obedient and doing this, it's going to be great. Everything has been great. Good. I will tell you, every episode, every person that has showed up and showed out for me, how I can't even fathom it. And I'm just grateful for him to allow it. I'm grateful for God to allow him. Allow everyone to be obedient.
Right.
And I knew it was going to be amazing because all kinds of stuff was happening.
And that's when you usually know it's going to be amazing.
I knew it. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
This concludes this episode of Sowing Seed Podcast. Thank you so much to our listeners for tuning in, and a special thanks to my guest, master celebrity, MUA, and educator, Bre Khounphinith. Remember that every seed sown today is a stitch in the thread of your story tomorrow. I am your host, Nicole Mays Jackson, and we will see you next time right here on the Sowing Seed Podcast, powered by Fashion by Faith. Exceeding I'm sorry, Bre. I'm up here just messing up today.
I'm sorry. That's a lot to read.
That's a lot to breathe. Tell me your last name one more time, because I got to put your last name in there.
Khounphinith. You did it in the beginning?
Khounphinith.
Or you did it in the beginning? Yes, you did.
Khounphinith.
Khounphinith.
All right. Can I read it over again? Khounphinith.